G'day guys. Who remembers when Behaviour said that we weren't getting any developer updates anymore? Well, look what we got today.
So that was a lie.
Now, I have already read these changes on stream and they are so good, so I just wanted to make a quick video on them. Bear in mind, we don't have specifics on a lot of the changes, like there's no FNAF information in here either, and not every change is amazing, and yet, I'm still excited, so let's get into it. Let's start with the Go Next prevention. All the changes are as followed. Going next on a hook just to get out the match quickly will be flagged by the game and will result in a DC penalty.
Yes! Hell yeah!
You can no longer take your chances when you are first stage unless you're running a perk. These include Up the Ante, Slippery Meat and Luck Offerings. It doesn't say Deliverance is here, but I think it's safe to assume that it's on the list too. That being said, this is Behaviour and there is a very good chance they probably forgot about this perk. But all in all, this is a great change. This completely removes the RNG 4%. Fantastic job, Behaviour. Survivors no longer instantly die when they miss 2 skill checks when they are on the struggle phase.
So good.
That's right, gamers. There are finally punishments for going next, and the RNG chance mechanics are gone after 8 years. Now, this can still be cheesed. I can imagine serial offenders of going next will just run some form of luck offering so they can take the chances without flagging the system. But it's no longer possible base kit. Also, it has the upside of lowering the chances of map offerings being used by these types of cretins, which, let's be honest, the players going next and the players using map offerings are basically the same people. Scumbags. They're scumbags. Speaking of map offering, they no longer guarantee a map and they no longer stack anymore. Holy Jesus, it took 9 years to do something about map offerings, but they finally did it. No longer will sack wards need to be base kit for killers. Map offerings are now hidden, however, which I'm not a fan of at all, but it's better than nothing. Again, another fantastic change. Next we have the Extreme Hiding update. They've updated the AFK detection system.
Oh my god! Wow!
I have no idea what the fuck that means. But when you have 3 crows above your head, you lose collision with the killer, meaning you can't be trapped in a corner by killers anymore. I've never had this happen, but this is an amazing change nonetheless. Next, we have bulk blood point spending. As we can see from the graphic, you choose the level that you want to spend to, and then it will go to that level, telling you how much it's going to cost.
Oh god, it's so good.
I'll still be doing it manually because you know it's going to choose the worst possible add-ons, but it is there if you just want to speed level. Another fantastic change. Mori update. If there are 2 people left in the match and there is one on the hook and the other is on the ground, you can Mori the person on the ground without having to wait for the hooked person to die. A great change that just removes those awkward situations that waste time. Now we have the spawn rules change. Survivors spawn as close together as possible. Survivors also spawn on the same floor where applicable.
Yes! Yes!
This means hopefully 3 gens won't be finished by the time you've done a 40-second chase because every survivor spawned in front of a different generator. Absolutely massive. Killers will also not spawn in the center of small maps. Another massive change. No longer will you load into Midwich and need to spend 50 seconds trying to work out where the hell survivors have spawned because you spawned in the middle of the map. Absolutely huge for lower mobility killers. The offerings, however, have now been changed, so the killer offering to spawn survivors further apart has now been changed to nullify spawn distance offerings. Meanwhile, the survivor's Shroud of Binding now spawns the survivors further apart from one another.
You fucked up.
Now this is the first L. What this means is survivors will always want to be using one of these offerings because spawning further apart gives them more gen efficiency since they can split up on generators right at the start of the game. This basically means that killers need to run the Shroud offering every single match to prevent people from doing this, meaning that you've gone from needing to run a sack ward every single game to running a Shroud offering every game. Not ideal. However, I would like to note that we've gotten 11 amazing changes before getting to 1 terrible change.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Which might actually be a new record for DBD patch notes. Next change is we have gamma settings in the pause menu. Nothing much to say here, great news for console players, another good change all around. Hopefully this means they can ban reshade. Next up, custom games are getting extra spectators.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Next up, we have artist changes. They're adjusting add-ons.
I mean, wow. That's inspiring, isn't it?
Wow, very descriptive behaviour. Hopefully she'll get the Alien add-on treatment and not the Sadako add-on treatment. Next up, we have a bunch of Vecna changes. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't play Vecna, so I can't really give any super in-depth insight into these changes. However, I can note on some things. First, he spawns with his spells. Now this is obviously a buff. Also, the attack cooldown period after fly-in seems like a pretty massive nerf from what I know about Vecna, and it isn't offset by the duration and movement speed increases. This change to Mage Hand apparently is to remove the inconsistencies when he picks up a pallet, which is a great change if that is what it is, because it's really annoying to play against and play with as a survivor and killer with how inconsistent it is. Lastly, I'm worried about this change. I think buffing all the magic items is fine except for the Hand of Interloper. This is the one that speeds you up when he uses Mage Hand. I feel like this item is already strong enough and shouldn't be buffed. Overall, I'm not too sure why they're changing Lich. He was fine in my opinion, and it seems like they're just changing things for the sake of changing things. But what do I know? Now next up, we have my favourite changes in any patch notes. The perk changes. We'll start with the killer perks and...
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
They did it, guys. They buffed Call of Brine. I'm going to actually show you my first reaction to reading the Call of Brine being buffed to show you how excited I was about this change. Killer perks. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, guys, they have buffed Call of Brine. Holy dog shit. Oh, it's happened. Right, let's get... That's a buff. That's probably a buff. I honestly don't think this needs a buff. I think this is fine. That is complete garbage. Maybe they'll have reverted the shitty machine learning. Superior anatomy. Oh, they've buffed thrilling. Holy shit, it's happened, guys. Not only did they buff the perk I've said needs a buff for the past 2.5 years, they've actually buffed Call of Brine at the same time. Guys. Oh my god, this is huge. Now that is legitimate excitement in my voice. That wasn't content creator overhype reactions. I was genuinely that excited over the perk change. Call of Brine has been dead for the better part of 2 years, and Thrilling Tremors is one of those perks that has needed just a little nudge to actually be decent, very much like Unbound. So hopefully, whatever changes will be done to these perks will make them worth running, because goddammit, I actually miss kicking generators and seeing something for it. I think all these perks are great to buff with the exception of Dark Devotion. I genuinely think Dark Devotion is fine and doesn't need a buff. The only issue is the Obsession requirement, but if you remove the Obsession requirement, then in my opinion it could become massively overtuned, but we'll see what they'll do. The same can't be said for the Survivor perks on the other hand. Bear in mind that they say we have updated values on some perks with lower performance, introducing small buffs. Botany knowledge. I'm sorry. In what universe is Botany Knowledge considered a underperforming perk? In fact, it is literally on my builds as we speak. Not only that, but Desperate Measures is getting buffed and Empathic is getting yet another buff. That's 3 healing perks getting buffed. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this game in the past couple of months is having a big problem with heal creep. So many healing perks have been introduced and hyper buffed through the roof that reset speeds are literally faster than they were before they nerfed medkits, which they were nerfed because reset speeds were too fast. Now, all the other Survivor perks here are great to buff, but I'm sorry, Botany Knowledge doesn't need a buff.
Just stop. Just stop it. Stop. No.
There are loads of other Survivor perks that are in need of buffs before Botany Knowledge. Better Than New, Low Profile, Appraisal, Blood Pact, Boon Illumination, and that's just off the top of my head. I'm not sure what they're thinking to think that Botany Knowledge needs a buff. That would be like buffing Bamboozle and Killer. You know, you don't see it every match, but it's still an insanely strong perk. However, overall, the patch notes are actually pretty interesting, even if they are doing some questionable changes. Anyway, that's all from me gamers with this quick patch notes rundown. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.